Hi guys, today we will be doing an argumentative essay. Okay, so this is a sample of how you can write the argumentative essay. So the title we are going to do today is Should MI, which also stands for multiple intelligence, be used to define intelligence. Okay, so this is the topic for today. So MI, just a brief background, MI was founded by Howard Gardner. Okay, so before you start with your argumentative essay, usually I would recommend students to come out with an outline. Okay, so you need to come out with an outline. This outline is very important because a lot of students, their ideas are not organized properly. So their ideas are very messy and it is everywhere. So this will cause them to write in a way that is not organized properly, and the development of the essay will be affected by it. And the cohesion and also the coherence, it will not be properly, it will not flow properly, so to speak. Alright, so as usual, we have, in the introduction, we have three parts to it. The first one is the hook. We have question hook. We have famous quote hook. We have anecdote, which is a short story. We have surprising statistics. And we also have one last one is a shocking statement. Okay, many times students will actually make mistake here because they will tend to use statements which are not very shocking, so it will not have that or the wow factor. So usually I will advise students to actually use the question hook because it's simple and it's straight to the point. However, you shouldn't be copying the title as your question hook. Okay, after that is the background information, okay, which is the a brief explanation of what it is about today, and then what is your thesis statement. Thesis statement is very important. So in the thesis statement, you have to pick a stand and also to state the 3 reasons why. Right? So this one should be in 1 sentence, and it is usually the last sentence of the introduction paragraph. Right? So after introduction, we have body paragraph 1. Okay, so the body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2 will be very similar. So the first thing that you must have in body paragraph 1 is actually the topic sentence. Okay, this topic sentence is from your first, from your thesis statement here, the 3 reasons why. So the first reason, okay, the first main idea will be your first main idea. Okay, so this one must be the first sentence of the body paragraph. Right? So followed by supporting sentences. Okay, these are actually evidence. For it, you can put statistics. You can put sorry, there's an error here. Put statistics. You can put examples, explanations. You can put research. Okay, so this is evidence. So the evidence is very important because the supporting sentence must support your main idea, your first main idea. And then finally, it will be concluding sentence. So this one here, you reaffirm the main idea that you have stated, in your topic sentence 1. So this is very important. Okay, so after you're done body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2 will be the same. Okay, so here it will be your second main idea from your thesis statement. Okay, and then the next paragraph is more crucial because this is a special paragraph. It's called the Compas refutation paragraph. Okay, so the Compas refutation paragraph is a bit trickier compared to the rest of the body paragraph. Okay, please also note that there are many ways of writing the argumentative essays. This is just one of the ways. So the first step to writing a Compas refutation paragraph is to state your opponent's idea. Okay, opponent's idea. Right? So opposing view. So if you are supporting, you will state an idea from the opponent which is not supporting, right? Followed by topic sentence, your main idea, your third main idea. Okay, after that, as usual, we will have supporting sentences, like what I told you earlier. Evidence will be the same, statistics, examples, explanations, and research. Okay, and then here is the concluding sentence. Right? Now, the last paragraph would be the conclusion. Right? So this conclusion here, it is to the simplest way that I normally teach students is to reiterate the thesis statement. Okay, so the first thing that you must do is and reaffirm your stand. This is reaffirm your stand. Okay, so you reiterate the thesis statement and you reaffirm your stand. So how do you do that? Okay, first of all, you can use words like to submit all. Okay, in conclusion, these are some of the words that you can use. Okay, then you can actually break down your three main ideas in your thesis statement. Break down your three main ideas in your thesis statement into 3 different sentences. And that's the simplest way to actually to actually wrap up your conclusion. Okay, alright, so I've actually written a sample essay for multiple intelligence. Okay, so as you can see, what is intelligence? This is a hook. This is a question hook. Okay, whatever in between is actually background information. Okay, this is the background information. So let's read this essay. What exactly is intelligence? It's a hook. It's a question hook. So like I said, the hook cannot be very similar to the question that they are asking. Various psychologists have introduced numerous theories, each with their own glaring contrast to one another. Howard Gardner specifically had introduced his theory of multiple intelligences in 1983 when he published his book entitled Frames of Mind, Theory of Multiple Intelligences. Gardner listed down 8 categories of intelligence, which are musical rhythmic, visual spatial, verbal linguistic, logical mathematical, bodily, kinesthetic, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturalist of which he saw fit to meet the criteria of this theory. So this particular section here is what we said earlier on, okay, the background information. So it provides just a brief background or brief description of what this theory is about, okay, solely branched into multiple intelligence. And as you can see in the last sentence, this one here, this is actually the thesis statement. Okay, even though Howard Gardner's theory is appealing, multiple intelligences should not be used to define intelligence because the theory itself lacks evidentiary support of proof, is tedious if were to be implemented in schools, and it is difficult to assess, thus contradicting. So if you look at this, okay, you can see that I actually disagree that multiple intelligences should be used to define intelligence. Here, I've already stated my stand, should not be used. Okay, note also that, please note that I do not use personal pronouns like I believe that multiple intelligences should not be used or anything like that, because it makes the argument very weak. Okay, therefore, I've straight away just said that it should not be used because three main ideas. This is the first one. It lacks evidentiary support. Okay, let's change. Okay, it's okay. Lacks evidentiary support, tedious to be implemented in schools, and it is difficult to assess, thus contradicting. So I have a stand, three main ideas. It is in one sentence, and it is the last sentence of the introduction. Alright, so if you look at the next one, next two paragraph, this is the what we call the body paragraph. Okay, so this one is actually the topic sentence. This is what we call the topic sentence. Alright, Howard Gardner sparked interest among few psychologists like Jerome Bruner when he introduced MI, but clearly without proven experimental validity. Can you see this experimental validity is actually the same as lacks evidentiary support or proof. Okay, this is the first main idea, and this first main idea will be actually elaborated and explained in the first body paragraph. So in your argumentative essay, it should actually the first main idea should follow the body paragraphs. The second should be the second body paragraph, and third should be in the third body paragraph. So it should follow this logical progression. So your thesis statement must be arranged in a way that it suits the flow of your body paragraphs. Okay? So in his book, he stated his view, which is that no one is smarter than others, just different. Although this notion makes people feel better about themselves, it is not of scientific validity. According to a very analytical review by Lynn Waterhouse in 2006, there weren't, here I made a mistake. You shouldn't be using any contractions. There were not any published studies which supported the validity of the theory. The first empirical study to be published on Gardner's theory was 23 years after he published his book, and the results of the study were implausible. Okay, all these are supporting sentences. These supporting sentences actually supports the fact that it has no proven experimental validity. Okay, these are all evidence like research, okay, like explanations, and then we have a concluding sentence. Okay, this therefore it is clear no proof supporting its theory at all. Can you see it reaffirms the main idea? Okay, let's look at the second body paragraph. Okay, the structure is exactly the same as the first body paragraph. If you look at that, the first topic sentence here, besides that, implementing MI in education will prove to be a great task, even tedious and challenging. Can you see this idea is in the second main idea in the thesis statement, and is in the second body paragraph. So it is brought down in the second body paragraph to be explained and elaborated here. Okay, as evidence, okay, remember this is the supporting sentence, supporting sentences. Okay, it will be evidence like statistics, examples, explanations, and research. Okay, like what I've told you earlier. As evidence, The theory proposed a major transformation in the way our schools are run and suggests that teachers are to be trained to conduct lessons in a vast variety of ways. A teacher cannot teach an average of, as per statistics, 22 students per class individually by implementing all 8 types of intelligences to cater to each and every one of them, as it would be time-consuming, repetitive, and inefficient. Okay, as you can see, it supports the second main idea. It's tedious and challenging to be implemented in class. Okay, that's why the evidence here says that in a class of 22 students, okay, in Malaysia we have about 30 to 40, it's very difficult to actually implement the 8 types of intelligence to teach every single student in that class, because it will be very time consuming, very repetitive, and it is overall just inefficient. Okay, and so the concluding sentence, as you can see here, reaffirms the second main idea. Thus, it is evident that MI would not improve education but would complicate it and wear out the individuals involved. So, like I said earlier, the concluding sentence must reaffirm your second main idea. Alright, so here we are coming to the Compas refutation paragraph. This is very crucial because let's look at the structure again, because this is a bit different from whatever we have done in the first 2 paragraphs. Okay, so core refutation, you need to put your opponent's idea first. Then only you have to talk about your main idea, followed by supporting sentences that support your main idea and not the opponent's main idea, and then the concluding sentence. Okay, so let's look at this one here. Alright. Some gullible few might argue MI is a broader, more inclusive definition of intelligence because it covers 8 different types of it, thus making it a more suitable definition of intelligence. So, usually when we want to introduce the opponent's view, we have to signal that this is the opponent's idea. You can use some gullible few. You can also use some say, okay, the opponents argue that, okay, to show and signal that this is the opponent's point of view. Okay, you have to state, and then after that, followed by your own main idea that you have written in your thesis statement. It is difficult to assess, thus contradicting. This is your last main idea. Okay, so this supposition is false because MI is hard to assess and contradictory to his own theory. Can you see? This is your main idea, your own main idea actually. Okay, this is your own main idea. Okay, let me just highlight this in blue so to show that this is a opponent's main idea and this is your main idea. Okay, and then all these are the supporting sentences that support your main idea. This main idea here, contradictory. So let's read it. This is such because Howard Gardner did not specify the methods and guidelines to assess the 8 types of intelligence that he proposed. However, a study by Fernham in 2009 proved that Gardner had contradicted himself, whereby he claimed that all 8 of the intelligences he proposed are independent and of separate domains when evidence clearly shows that the 8 are highly intercorrelated. According to Fernham, naturalist intelligence was positively correlated with the 7 others. In this case, G factor by Charles Spearman comes into play, a theory that proves correlation between intelligence where if a person excels in one subject per se, sorry, there's been a typo, they will excel in the others. This shows that not only the theory, okay, so right until here, the whole thing is supporting sentences that supports is contradictory because it actually says that it actually supports the G factor theory by Charles Spearman. Okay, this shows that this is the concluding sentence. Okay, this shows that not only the theory is imperfect as no guidelines were specified, making it hard to assess and validate, it also debunks itself. Can you see this one here? Supports your third main idea and not the opponent's main idea. Many students, they cannot do this Compas refutation paragraph. They will get confused, okay, because they think that this paragraph is about the opponent's view, but it's actually not. You still have to support and argue from your point of view, your stand, which is your main idea, that you do not support MI. This is my conclusion. Okay, I did it in a way that I reiterated the thesis statement, okay, what I've said earlier, okay, but I paraphrase it. Okay, one very important pointer is that students cannot copy and paste whatever they have taken or whatever they have written in the thesis statement. It must be paraphrased. Okay, this one here, I just put it all under one sentence, but I re-emphasize my stand. Okay, so ultimately and conclusively, the theory of MI proves to have a clear lack of support, and it is difficult to be implemented, hard to access, as well as contradictory. So this is actually my thesis statement that I'm actually reiterating. Okay, and this, therefore, with much emphasis, MI should not be used to define intelligence based on the stated factors. Educators and scholars have the right to experience a stable form of education, or one of which that is not measured by the theory of MI. See here, I'm giving more reasons why, not reasons actually, I'm trying to rationalize why MI should not be used. So I'm actually reaffirming my stand here. Here I'm reaffirming my stand. Okay, that's all for today. Alright, I hope you have learned something from this lesson. Thank you very much.